I am excited to introduce you to our second two-time author. She is the author of Love the Job, Lose the Stress, Be a Badass Band Director Without Burning Out. Now, this is a book you're going to need to give to every band director at every college, high school, middle school that you know. She is the queen of the band directors, Lesley Moffat. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Angela.
Hi. So I want to tell people about your background. You come from a long line of band directors. So how did you come to be the queen of the badass band directors?
Well, my father was my high school band director, and he and my mom met in the University of Washington marching band. So I was a band nerd before I was even born. Their honeymoon was going on the band trip with the Husky team when they went to the Rose Bowl. So that was their honeymoon. My father taught high school band. It was all our family did, was everything was band, and I grew up in that and knew that this is what I had to do. My grandma, his mother, taught orchestra as well. So it's been part of our family, and all three of my children have been part of my music program at where I've taught it in high school. So it's a big part of our family.
So I love that. Teachers right now, what a crazy time to be a teacher. I know you're one that I know that, and music too. I mean, they're probably two of the hardest things to be right now are a musician and a teacher. Musicians exist for playing for us. And so much of that, at least in terms of live music, has changed. But teachers have had a couple months not going into school, learning these new online skills, maybe feeling like, I don't know if I'm supposed to keep teaching. Is everything changing? What's the message in your book when you say love the job, lose the stress? Is it possible to do that? And if switch jobs from my teaching job, what would you tell them right now?
Well, you can't lose all the stress. You know, you talked at the beginning of the broadcast about how you were writing a book and then the universe challenges you. How about writing a book about being a teacher and stress? Now, if this isn't a challenge from the universe, I don't know what is.
Right?
But you know, teachers, and especially music teachers, we are nothing if not resourceful. And if we can't push through, we kind of thrive in challenges. And as music teachers and musicians, we are all of the time improvising within a structure. And that's what we're being asked to do right now. We have an educational structure. We're band teachers, but now we've become more music instructors, and we can't teach in person as our kids are doing this. So there's so much going on right now for music teachers. It's not eliminating stress. It's how do you cope with it? How do you make sure that you're still delivering and serving your students in a way that helps you sustain? Because here's my statement I'm going to make. I think music teachers are perhaps some of the most influential adults on this planet, because as teachers, we have students, you know, we get to work with students, but as music teachers, we get them year after year. We watch kids grow up. Those elementary music teachers, they get kids from kindergarten up through 5th or 6th grade. So we become really stable figures in kids' lives. And when we teach middle school and high school bands, we travel with students and we do all those things. And so we get to see kids grow up. When they come back in the fall, it's those music teachers who are going to be the teacher they have again. They're going to have shifted through all their other teachers. My book, my new book, is about helping teachers help identify the 3 C's, what they care about, get real clear on it, and then consistently show up with those core values, no matter what the circumstances are, because that's how we serve our students. And so I completed the book, the manuscript, the day that my school, which was the first in the United States to have a confirmed case of coronavirus and have to shut down. My manuscript was uploaded the day before that, and then I flew to DC. So on the rewrite for the last 2 months, as I've been recreating online band and undoing a $250,000 trip. My students next week and I were going to be in New York at Carnegie Hall performing there. So I'm undoing all that and taking my book and making sure it's relevant now for what teachers are facing, because love the job, lose the stress. We are in this for the long haul. We have to be there for our students. That's our role as music educators. And if we're not there and we can't take care of ourselves, how are we going to take care of these kids?
So that was going to be my next question for you. Where does your book and the 3 C's, where does that fall down in the put the oxygen mask over your own nose and mouth first. Do you need to do that first? Or sometimes do you have to let your own self-care go and focus just on taking care of other people?
There's a reason that this is book 2 for me, because I kept trying to take care of my students all the time, and I crashed and burned several years ago and almost had to walk away from this job I so dearly love. Once I learned that I couldn't keep taking care of 300 students a day and 3 of my own children and be a good partner and all of those things, and I got myself a lot healthier, I wrote book 1. And then this one is about going into the classroom and taking some of those same techniques and working with students and helping them. Where were we going with this question? I got off track.
Sorry, I had muted myself so there was no background noise. I was saying, like, do you have to put yourself first? Do you have to put the oxygen nose over your own nose and mouth? Or is there a way to just give and give and give and have a bottomless amount of resources?
You don't have to put your own oxygen mask on first, but if you don't, you will crash. And I am living proof of that. I have hospital records that show that. I have missing work for months at a time because of that. So as tough as we all think we are, there will be a time when eventually you'll get to a point. And in all honesty, I watched my best friend die from cancer. And she was the choir teacher at the school in our school district. We raised our kids together, and she had cancer, and the words we used together were, "I love my job, but it's killing me." And it was about the stress. But as we look back, and before she passed away, we would talk about, it was always about what could we do more and more at school, and we didn't take care of the things that were causing us to have so many physical issues. And then we couldn't be there physically in the classroom to serve our students. So we weren't serving them when we overserved them in the first place. And so that was a really hard lesson, because it goes against what we think. Oh, if we really love them, we'll take care of them first.
Yeah.
But we can't when we're not there anymore.
Yep. Nope. Doesn't work that way. And I love that. I love my job, but it's killing me. That is the title of your first book. This book, Love the Job, Lose the Stress, will show everybody this one. I've got one last question for you, which is from Helen from South Beach. She wants to know, how did you make time to complete the book with everything going on? Your job, canceling the band trip, having to create an online curriculum, writing the book while you had a job that was going into an office, plus a family. How did you make time to get it done?
I knew coming into this the second time what it would take to write a book. And I knew that at that time of the year, I was going to be planning a trip to New York, raising money, doing all the things it takes to teach. So I knew I'd be really busy anyway, because I had already written a book and done this. And I came into it knowing that because I'm busy, because and because of the way you align the program, to be honest with you, it's very simple for a teacher to follow. You have a lesson plan, you have clear objectives, and you have activities that align. And then when we go into, you've scaffolded it. I mean, it's a teacher would have to work really hard to fail and not be able to write a book with the author incubator. And so I knew when I came into writing the second book that no matter what else was going on, the process, if I followed the process and didn't try to go rogue and do it my own way, it would be okay. And guess what? It was. I did this in spite of planning the trip, undoing the trip, and learning to teach online during a pandemic.
Oh my God.
So
and
there you go.
Two books in 18 months, right?
Yep.
So it is possible. 2 books in 18 months. Lesley Moffat, she is the author of I Love My Job, But It's Killing Me. And now her second book, with your help, soon to be a bestseller, Love the Job, Lose the Stress, Be a Badass Band Director Without Burning Out. I know you know a band director. Give them this book. Actually, any teacher would benefit from the lessons in Lose the Job, Lose the Stress. And there is nothing teachers need more than support right now. They are going through it. They are on the front lines like our healthcare workers. So please share this book. The link is below. So if you scroll on this page, you will see the link. Take the link, post it on social media, send it to your teacher friends, download it yourself. Congratulations, Lesley, on book number 2.
Thank you.
That is it. You have met 10 authors, 10 free books, 1 audiobook for a bonus 11th author you didn't get to meet. I am so grateful to you all for joining us today, helping us celebrate these authors as they release their message into the world. I hope you have learned something, and I hope you have been inspired to stay rooted in service and make a difference with your book. Maybe based on some of the things people have said today, you're thinking, I would love to write a book with the author incubator, but I don't have my idea figured out, or I'm not that good of a writer, or I'm not ready to write a book because I don't have a business or I don't have a website. Well, I just want you to know we are not looking for big social media followings. We are not looking for the world's best writers. We need people like these authors you've met today, like Heidi and Yelena and Joy and Day and Lana and Karen and Birgit and Cheryl and Rita and Leslie. We need people who are on a mission to make this world a better place and who aren't willing to let anything stop them from making the difference they were born to make. If that sounds like you and you are ready to take advantage of your time in quarantine to reach out and transform yourself and your readers, now is the time to go to the authorincubator.com/apply. We've had over 100 applications this week, but we continue to pick through them. We've got space for 5 authors who will write their book in the next 90 days. And we are looking for the ones who are aligned with a mission that we have in our hearts as well. So maybe that's you. If you have a message of how the world can be a better place in people's bodies, in their businesses, in their hearts, in their relationships, we want to hear about your mission. You can click the button on this page. Or you can go to the authorincubator.com/apply. Also, make sure before you go, get each of the books today. We would appreciate if you download them all. And they're only free for a very limited amount of time. So I would love it if you also shared them with the people in your life who you think can benefit from the healing messages, especially while we're all in quarantine. So I want you to join me in thanking these authors. Put a little shout out in the chat. That is our show for today. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey here at the Author Incubator. Authors, grab your book covers. I want to share them with everyone. These are the books that are changing the world, because at the Author Incubator, our mission is to change the world. You ready, authors? One book at a time.